Chris and I just walked down. Chris and I just watched Oklahoma beat Mississippi, Ole Miss in basketball. But I thought I'd walk down here to the dock and fish for a few minutes right here before dark. She went back to bed to take her a nap. I told her, so I'm going to walk down to the dock and fish. It got up to 56 degrees today, which is still fantastic here in southern Oklahoma. And it's only supposed to be in the 50s the next 2 days, and then we're supposed to be back up in the 70s. I may go try to shoot a television show, not here on the Eagle, but somewhere in southern Oklahoma on a Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Both of those days are forecast to be in the 70-degree range. I actually caught my first fish. Of 2026 yesterday evening. I threw a blackened chartreuse red man spinnerbait around for about 30 minutes. Didn't get a bite on it. I picked up a rod that had a white half-ounce Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait, Fish Lucky Legend spinnerbait. I caught one of the first casts that weighed 4 pounds 5 ounces. I waited, and I caught two more on a crankbait, deep diving crankbait. And I come down here today, and the second throw, I made about 8 or 10 throws before I thought about turning that camera on. But second throw, I got one, knocked the dog out of it right there where I just threw. So there's one right there in that area there. I can't seem to make him bite again. Thought I might be able to catch one on a spinnerbait for y'all here. Be the first fish of 2026. I hope y'all are catching our show on television. We're on ESPN2 every Saturday morning. It's on really early in the morning, 5:30 Eastern time. So make sure you set your recorder to record that. But we're on the Sportsman Channel, the first 26 weeks of the year. The World Fishing Network, all 52 weeks. Pursuit Channel, all 52 weeks. And I think on all of those channels, we got at least four plays a week. So you got plenty of chance to watch it. Set your recorder to record it, and you can get all the episodes. We've got 26 great shows done for this year. So this is year number 49. If I can make this year and make one more year, next year will be 50 years on national television. Only Bill Dance and Roland Martin have done that. I don't think any other individual hosting a show of any kind has done it for 50 years. Nobody, except Bill Dance and Roland Martin. And Roland, I think, is in year number 51, and Dance is in year number 54. 54. Of course, those guys are old. Those guys, by the way, will both be 86 years old this year. Roland will be 86, I think, in February or March. He's going 100 miles an hour just like I am. Bill won't be 86 until this fall, so he's not been 85 too awful long. But those guys are just incredibly great friends, incredibly great fishermen. Don't y'all love them both? I mean, golly. Roland and I fish together all the time. We have a ball. Bill won't hardly fish with me because he hates to get beat. He hates to get beat. I don't blame you. I don't like to get beat either. That's why I don't mind fishing with Roland or Bill. I love fishing with them. I don't care if they catch more than me or not. I'm not into beating anybody anymore, actually. I've always been about just catching fish and having fun at the tournaments. If that got up pretty high in the standings, I was tickled to death about that. But I wasn't really trying to beat anybody out there in tournaments. All I was trying to do was catch fish and hopefully catch enough to get a check or maybe win one every now and then. And fooled around there all of those. How many years did I fish tournaments? Longer than anybody did that also. I think 54 years I fished tournaments. 54 years fishing national tournaments. Now 49 years on television. That's kind of amazing. Huh. I lost my skirt off of my Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait. That bait's caught a lot of fish. It's lost a skirt. So, guess I'll fish something else. Try that red man spinnerbait that I didn't get a bite on yesterday. Blue and chartreuse. They're eating shad, so white's the best color to throw. Everybody knows that, Jimmy. Yeah, you're throwing blue and chartreuse. You know, I caught a dozen, though, out there the last Christmas Eve, or New Year's Eve. I caught a dozen that evening. Not New Year's Eve, the 30th, on Chris and I's anniversary. I caught a dozen on, I guess maybe it was New Year's Eve I caught a dozen, yeah. Wasn't our anniversary because we went out to eat that night. I caught a dozen on this very same chartreuse and blue, a chartreuse and black spinnerbait, red man, up on the grass, was holding in the grass. I caught one that weighed 5 pounds and 4 ounces. I weighed him. If I hadn't weighed him, I'd have caught him 6 pounds. Roller would caught him 7. Anyhow, obviously I'm catching nothing right now. Can't get a bite. Can't get a bite. Wind, what little wind we have is blowing out of the north. Dead calm right here because of that north shoreline. Blocking what little bit of wind we have, which is not much. Come on, fish. A big old chunk, grab a hold of that thing. Not happening. Not happening. One more throw, one more throw. If I don't catch one on that throw right there, I'm gonna pick my crappie rod up and throw my little crappie magic jigs around a little bit. Caught one. Not a big one. Ooh, pretty nice. He's pretty nice. He's not giant, but he's pretty nice. He's pretty nice. If I hadn't caught one, you never would have seen any of this video. Since I caught one, I ain't got him caught yet. Jimmy, you're bragging before you got the horse in the barn. Don't have the horse in the barn. A pretty nice fish. I think I can lift him in okay, though. I'll try to lift him in here and see what happens. Good way to break a rod, Jimmy. Good way to break a rod, Jimmy. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Not a big one. What did I say? Not a big one. Look at there. Over 5 pounds. That red man spinnerbait in his mouth. Well over 5 pounds. Oh, look at that. He didn't feel that big when he first hit down there. Got a barbless hook on here. Look at how it come out. See, no barb on there. Slick as a baby's bottom. Well over 5 pounds. Probably 5 3/4, I'm saying. 7 1/4 rolling. 7 1/4. Look at that right there. Kind of cold. That bass is probably thinking kind of hot. Look at that right there. That's a beauty. Look at that mouth on that booger. Just your whole fish down there. Big old beautiful fish. Wasn't in very deep water up there. Probably about 3 or 4 feet. Here in the first week in January. Beautiful fish. All right. That's bass number 4 for 2026. All right. All right, guys and girls, I know you've gone through quite a few minutes here, 10 minutes here to see me catch one little fish. But it was great. Enjoyed it. Y'all fish lucky. Going to church in the morning. Praise God for that fish. Praise God for all 4 of those fish. Praise God for everything. Fish lucky. And remember, I sure do love you.